time.
Hello.
Hi, Ari.
Hello, Casey. What's on your mind these days?
Nothing. Which is exactly what I said last week when Luke asked me.
Oh, wow, yeah. Friend of the podcast, Luke.
Friend of the podcast, Luke. I mean nothing. Existential dread, I guess, but I can't keep talking about that.
Yeah, you can.
I bring that up every episode.
Wait, what's your specific existential dread today?
Well, I'm going to be 25 next year. And I was like, oh, quarter of my life is gone. But it's even less than that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
assuming if you live to 100.
I'm not going to live to 100.
No, we discussed this last time.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
Well,
you think
I'm
you're going to
still
die
thinking
at
about
40.
Right.
So 25 over 40.
Well, 25 is half of 50. 20 is half of 40.
Yeah.
So then that's another eighth. I'm 5/8 to the end of my life. It was nice knowing you, Ari.
No. I mean, that's a long time. That's 15 years.
Yeah.
How many weeks are in a year? 52?
Yeah.
52 times 10 is 520. 520 divided by 2 is 270.
70.
520 to 790 weeks. Till you're dead.
Until I'm dead.
Roughly.
Yeah, I could get hit by a bus tomorrow.
Fuck.
It happens.
It does happen. Man, this could be a little review episode.
A review of my life?
No, like
2 stars.
One of the first questions I asked was what do you hope your final thoughts are?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I said, but
we've discussed this on the podcast before.
Mm-hmm.
Hell is the person you are encountering the person you could have been.
Sure. Well, that's what you said. I thought hell was fire and brimstone.
Yes, yeah. That's what I said. What Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you hope to be in 40 years? In 15
40 years?
15 years. 790 weeks.
790 weeks. Well, you know what? Thinking about it in 790 weeks, I've been thinking a lot about doing, 75 hard?
What is that?
Maybe it's, I feel like it's 75 hard. 60 hard? 70 hard? 75 hard? It's 75 hard, I think. It's over the course of 75 days, you do like a really hard thing, and it's assigned to you. So you work out for an hour every day. You break it up in 2 30-minute chunks. One of them has to be outside, and they're like rain or shine. If you go inside, if you exercise inside when it's raining, you failed. You have to drink a gallon of water. Then you can create a diet for yourself. You just have to stick to it. Mm-hmm. And you have to read a self-help book. You have to read at least one. A lot of people finish more than one over the course of the 75 days.
Wow. It sounds right up my alley. I've never heard of it.
It does sound right up your alley. I remember when I heard about it, I was like, I'd be really good at this.
Actually, I don't know if I would be, but
I think you'd be pretty good at it.
I don't know about
because the thing is that it's obviously a fitness thing, but a lot of people do it. They're like, I just wanted to see if I could. Like, I just wanted to see if I had the
spiritual thing.
Yeah. So I think about that. So thinking about it as 720 weeks is like, oh, I could just do 720 hard, and then just constantly make improvements towards my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know. I mean, I have dreams. I think genuinely what I would love to be by the time I'm 40, if I live to 41, I'd like to be financially secure.
Love it.
Financially secure would be great.
By 41.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Hopefully
crossed.
before that.
Right.
I'd love to reap it. But yeah, financially secure as a baseline. I'd love to be able to like have enough disposable income to kind of like do whatever I want. Because the things that I want to do aren't very expensive anyway. You know, I like to travel, but if I travel, I think right now I travel once a year anyway. So it's kind of like if I traveled once a year, I'd be totally satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've always wanted to get married. I've always wanted to have a family. We'll see. I would hate to leave my 7 children when I'm 41. But
If you had a child now, they would be 15 when you died.
well, somebody better wife me up. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if I feel like there are people obviously who like they make that their life goal. Like they're like I'm just gonna do. They're gonna put effort into getting married.
Mm-hmm.
If I did that, I could see myself having kids before I died at 40. But yeah, what kind of life is that for them? Like, oh great, my dad's dead. I'm 6 years old. That sucks.
That does suck. Not unless you leave them financially secure.
It's still gonna suck.
I mean, it's still going to suck. But I mean, it could be worse, you know. Their dad's dead and their dad didn't leave them anything.
Now they live on the street. 6 years old, living on the street.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't do that to my children. That's why I'm probably not gonna have any before I die. You're welcome to my kids that
Don't exist.
That don't exist.
Yeah. You know,
I don't know.
oh, God. We've briefly touched on the ethics of child rearing here.
Mm-hmm.
It's tricky.
It's tricky. I mean, the world's just such a shitty place. Yeah, I'd love to be financially secure. I don't know. I'd like some more tattoos. I was thinking about that the other day.
More tattoos, financially secure, married with children.
Yeah.
That's the person you would meet in hell if you didn't get those things.
He'd probably be like a successful filmmaker. He'd probably be like, maybe not Steven Spielberg level, probably more like... I would be perfectly satisfied with like a Sean Baker, Xavier Dolan kind of fame.
Those guys are cool.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Sean Baker's fucking tight.
I'm sure I would love him as a person.
Maybe. So that's the guy you see in hell.
Yeah,
Casey
Sean, yeah.
is a Sean Baker type filmmaker, married with kids, financially secure.
Yeah, I married with one really cool kid.
Cool.
What did I say? Financially secure. Yeah, and everybody has nice things to say about him. Like, there's other people in hell, and they're like, man, this case is so cool. I'm like, God damn. This guy, I'm sure he is. Also, when he died, everybody was like, hell yeah. I miss him so much. He was so cool.
Oh, I see. So, like, in this scenario, it's like the perfect version of yourself is just like in an alternate reality and died, and then you see them in hell.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess for whatever reason, I thought if I saw them in hell, they were also dead. But I guess the person that I would want to be at 40 wouldn't be dead, I guess. They'd be alive.
I was just thinking it's just like an image.
Right.
Person.
I know, I get that completely.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Like the mirror of Erised.
Is that Greek mythology?
No, it's fucking stupid ass fucking Harry Potter reference.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking kill me. The
Harry Potter.
No, but Casey, that's so like feasible.
Is it?
Sure.
It's hard to get married. It's hard to get somebody to lock
concern.
you down. Well, here's the thing. If I went to college tomorrow, I could get a degree that got me a job that made me a lot of money.
True.
If I made a lot of money, I could probably make some pretty good indie films.
True.
The getting married and having a kid part is hard. I have to have a good personality. I have to be attractive. You got to get the kids from somewhere. Someone has to tolerate me. Then they also have to believe in marriage. Maybe I'll meet the person of my dreams and they don't believe in marriage. Then what? What the fuck?
Man, dude, you're a good person.
Thanks.
That's a cool perspective.
I thought that was probably the most pessimistic way I could have looked at that, but thank you.
No. Well, maybe, but like I think a person who has that realistic of a view of marriage probably should get married.
Thanks.
And like I think that's like a very positive trait that you take it that seriously. That when you listed off like life goals, you were like, yeah, I can fucking do that shit, but getting married?
Well, thanks.
Like that's fucking cool.
I think that's an even more better perspective. That's a really kind way of looking at the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
Like that was a very kind way of looking at that.
This is the way it is. I think, yeah,
Thanks.
I think that's really cool.
Thanks, man.
I've been hearing whispers, rumors. There are men afoot telling stories of men afoot of they. I guess men and women are talking about this, but couples that are married and who, when they started their relationship, were on birth control, hormonal birth control. And then once they get married, they're like, let's have kids. They start taking birth control. And apparently there's this like thing happening where some women are like, yeah, the instant I got off birth control, I was like wildly unattracted to my husband or my partner. Yeah.
What?
And like some people are like, oh, it's the hormones. Blah, blah, blah. And a lot of the pushback to that like narrative is that, well, when you finally decide to start trying to have kids, you really start to assess your marriage and like the person. Like the stakes are suddenly like really high.
Sure.
And yes, sure, you may have theoretically thought about it when you were dating and then when you got married, but now that you're like actively trying to get pregnant, it's like, oh shit, this is for real.
Sure.
So your impression of the person like morphs, you know, which makes sense.
That's so upsetting.
Very upsetting. But the point is, I don't think that's going to happen to you. Because you're like, hey, if I'm in this is serious.
I'm a very serious person, Ari.
You're very serious?
No. Well, no, I'm not. That's what I said, but I'm not serious. I was just talking to a friend of the podcast, JJ, about that. I was like, I don't know if I've ever been serious in my life. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I take it seriously. I take all my relationships seriously.
That's fucking cool.
I try anyway.
It's a good trait to have.
Thanks. People aren't here to be thrown away, Ari. People deserve respect. And that's just what I think about that.
Sure.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Who's the person that you're going to see in hell?
Who's the person I'm going to see in hell?
Yeah.
Man, that's a clarifying question.
Clear it up, baby.
Have you seen All That Jazz?
Yeah. Love it.
I would be Roy Scheider in that. But instead of like a dance choreographer, I was like a stage actor.
And minus being the bad person, right?
And minus being the bad person. Yeah.
I was like, okay, wait,
like,
so what traits
No,
do you
like
want?
the way he's working on a movie.
Yeah.
He's working on like a stage show.
Yeah.
And then isn't there a third thing he's working on? I can't remember.
His life.
His
marriage.
Yeah. So
no, I don't remember.
The well-adjusted, highly productive Roy Scheider of all that jazz, but not a fucked up person.
Do you think that you can do all of the things that he does and all that jazz and be well adjusted and not fucked up?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now in my life.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think oh my goodness. Yeah, my version of hell. My guy in hell. The person I could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like I'm doing like live performance regularly.
Hell yeah.
Like dance, comedy stuff. Not as a comedian, but like
comedic dancing.
I don't know. I really like the variety show you and I did last year.
Yeah, we're coming up on a year anniversary of that.
Yeah. I had so much fun.
It was fun.
And I feel like really making an effort to produce something like that that's like all under one cohesive narrative and like takes the audience on a journey and isn't just like a bunch of sporadic random things haphazardly put together could be really cool.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I guess it'd be like a showman.
Cool.
Who also writes and directs movies.
Hugh Jackman.
I guess so, yeah.
The Greatest Showman.
Don't like that movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's an insane movie. It's insane that it exists.
Cool.
The thing that's so frustrating is I think that movie could have been good if they had treated The Greatest Showman like Mad Max, where everybody around him is actually the main character.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Well, a lot of movies miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that one, like, it really should be like Zac Efron and Zendaya's movie. And it kind of is, but then Hugh Jackman keeps like getting in the way.
Damn. Like, go away.
I mean, no, I like
You're not supposed to talk.
To be clear, I like Hugh Jackman a lot, but I just think like in that movie, especially because the whole movie is centering around this guy who's like empowering other people to be themselves and like perform and express themselves.
Right.
He should be he shouldn't be the center of it.
Sure.
You know, just at its core. And I feel like it really misses that boat.
So you'd be the better Roy Scheider and the better
Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I mean, those are great. I mean, I hope that you do that. You know?
I hope that you do
instead of going to hell. Thanks, man.
Yeah. We got we got 790 weeks.
I have 790 weeks. With the way you go, you were just doing a million push-ups. You could probably...
I was not doing a million.
You probably get 7,900 weeks.
That shit doesn't mean anything. I mean, it does, but it doesn't.
I think that for whatever kills me at 40, you'll miss. It won't happen to you.
You never know.
Unless there's some horrible disease that kills people when they're 40.
Leukemia.
And then you'll probably... Unless we both get leukemia, which neither of us have now at 24 and 33 respectively.
I hope so, God. Anywho, what a wild way to start the podcast.
You always say that, and it's always you.
What do you mean?
You'll be like off the top, and you'll be like, "Hey, Casey, who are you gonna see in hell?" And then when we're done talking, you go, "What a wild way to start the podcast."
Yeah,
you did that.
I don't. Yeah, I'm out here trying to just talk. If I'm gonna talk, it's gonna, you know, I want to talk. I'm just
sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess this is my fault.
What did you just say? You said something and then you stopped saying it.
Oh, I was saying I don't know. I think conversation's important.
Conversation is important.
And if we're putting it in the ether.
Sure. I love conversation.
Yeah. That's why you started this.
That's true. That's why we started. That's why we started it a long time ago.
You reached out to me.
I sure did.
That's so crazy.
We're
27 episodes deep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you think it would be this far? Did you think it would last this long?
I'm gonna say yes, because I think, what is this, the fourth time trying to start a podcast, and it just never it has never panned out. But I don't think that I knew that we'd get to a year, but I think I was like, I don't think Ari's gonna bail.
Oh,
which is like, Greg.
That's so nice.
You're like, oh, I thought about bailing so much.
No, not at all.
Did you think we'd get to 27 episodes?
I didn't really think about it. 27
dresses.
I remember liking that movie.
I haven't seen it
in
actually.
High school.
It seems like right up my alley, but I've never seen it.
Katherine Heigl is her name. James Marsden.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about a specific number of episodes.
Yeah, me neither.
It was just like, I think it'll pan out.
Yeah. It just seemed like I think podcasts are so deceiving.
So receiving?
Deceiving. Like, I think it's just like, oh, this will be easy.
Oh, yeah. It's not.
And then it's not.
It's not. Yeah. And we put so much work in. Mm-hmm. And we're always like, we should put more work in. There's still so much work.
This is the ticket.
It's true. This is the ticket. I guess the guy I meet in hell will actually be famous for hosting a really successful podcast.
You think so?
Yeah. Why not? I don't know. Crazier things have happened.
I do feel like I want this to be like supplementary.
Sure.
Like, people will be like, oh, did you know my favorite writer-director, Casey Young, has a podcast?
Right.
You know, like, it'll be that sort of thing. And people will be like, oh, my God.
and then they listen and they're like, have you seen women's rugby lately?
We back on this?
We're not back on it. I was making a joke referencing it.
That's good.
I'll bring it up next week, though.
Referencing.
She's on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, I know, Casey.
She posted a lot of really great videos today.
How's she doing?
It just started, or I think it just started.
Do you get booted off? Is it like Survivor?
Yeah, someone gets kicked off every week. Yes, sir.
That's wild,
isn't it?
It's like the Great British Bake Off.
That's exactly what it's like.
Great British Bake Off. Great British Bake Off. Say that 10 times fast.
Great British Bake Off. Great British. I can't. Great British Bake Off. Great British Bake Off. I can't.
Anywho, hello everyone.
Hey everybody.
My name's Ari Wojcik.
My name's Casey Young.
And this is
The Ticket.
Woo! It is September 12th, 2024, year of our Lord. 2200 hours PST.
2200 hours PST.
Mm-hmm. It's late.
It sure is.
And we've been hitting you with some real heavy questions lately. And today
what
we're going to...
What would you do if you had money?
Yeah.
Well, who are you going to see in hell?
Yeah.
Something else probably really fucked up.
Yep. Anywho, today we're going to kick back and talk about what brought us together in the first place.
Movies.
You guys like movies.
Everybody.
Today my question is... Well, let me start with an example.
Thank you, Ari.
And then I will ask the question.
Great.
I'm in a dark place. Okay? I'm in a transitory period. My life is changing. Period. I'm figuring things out. And when that kind of period of my life is happening, I rewatch stuff. And I rewatched Pulp Fiction.
Hell yeah.
And it's pretty good.
Hey.
I like it. And I was watching Pulp Fiction. Spoilers for Pulp Fiction. The final story, the final vignette. Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta are in a diner. The diner gets held up. And Samuel L. Jackson manages to disarm Ringo, the British guy.
Ringo.
What does she call him? She's Honey Bunny.
I don't remember.
No. She's Pumpkin. He's Pumpkin. Or no, I can't remember. Anyway,
You just watched it.
I just watched it. I think he's I love you, Honey Bunny. I love you too, Pumpkin. I think he's Pumpkin and she's Honey Bunny.
And that's just what they're called? They don't have names?
I don't think they have names, yeah.
Interesting.
Samuel L. Jackson calls the British guy Ringo, Tim Roth.
Right.
So anyway, Samuel L. Jackson has disarmed Tim Roth. And of course, the love of Tim Roth's life, Pumpkin, or Honey Bunny, is freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And she stands up on the counter and has her gun pointed at Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And then John Travolta waltzes in, and she freaks out. She's like, "Oh my God!" And Samuel L. Jackson's like, "Calm down, everybody, calm down! Everybody, calm down! Nobody shoot or anything." And poor Pumpkin, the love of Tim Roth's life, is waving the gun back and forth, and she doesn't know who to focus the gun on, and is freaking out. And at one point, she points the actual gun at John Travolta, and then points a finger gun at Samuel L. Jackson.
Hell yeah.
And I think that is so funny and sad and beautiful. And it just feels like such a impromptu choice. Like, I can't imagine that that's in the script.
Sure.
And while I was watching it, I clocked that little moment and how ridiculous it is. She's pointing this gun at John Travolta like a stone cold killer.
Right.
And then she's pointing a finger gun at Samuel L. Jackson, the other stone cold killer.
Right.
And then Samuel L. Jackson calms everybody down. And Yolanda, that's her name.
Oh yeah.
Yolanda.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yolanda, how are you doing?" And she goes, "I gotta pee. I want to go home." And I think that's just, again, such a nice touch.
Yeah.
In this hyper masculine, violent gangster movie,
yeah,
to have a character be like, "I gotta pee and I want to go home," I think is just, I love that moment so much.
Sure.
And it's not iconic. It doesn't make the film by any means, but I love those kinds of small moments that you find in movies you love. Those inconsequential moments that don't really matter, but they do.
Right.
And yeah, I guess what are some of those inconsequential small moments in your lexicon of movies you've watched?
I don't know if mine are as good as yours.
No. I mean, that's not the point. This isn't competition.
It is a competition. The guy that I see in Hell, he's gonna have so many great scenes from movies off the top of his head.
That wasn't off the top of my head. I've been thinking about this for weeks.
I know. I would probably need that amount of time because I also when I was looking through my favorites to choose something, I was like, oh man, I should rewatch this. I bet you this has something. But the one I thought of, or the one I saw. Excuse me, everybody. Alien.
Hell yeah.
1979. Directed by Ridley Scott. What I like so much, I was just talking to a friend of mine about this last night. I really like when the Alien movies talk about a different subsect of people. The second one's about the military. Mm-hmm. The third one's about prisoners. The fourth one, I'd have to rewatch it. But I liked that Alien Romulus was working class, slave labor, basically. Mm-hmm. I think it's really interesting when Ridley Scott pulls from vignettes of that world, and is yeah, and this is what else is going on. I like in the first Alien, Yaphet Kotto and Harry Dean Stanton, them together, but specifically at the very top of the movie where they're like, how come we don't get paid as much as you guys?
Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Great. So for people who haven't seen Alien, pause the podcast and go watch it. But it's about this cargo ship that gets a distress call and they're like legally required to answer all distress calls. So then they find the aliens, and then chaos ensues. But the first like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the movie are like flavor text. Like it's just all like to a
world building.
World building.
Lack of a
Exactly.
better, yeah.
It's just like these are their dynamic. This is the dynamic. You know, these are what these characters are like. Like it's them just kind of hanging out in their workplace. It would be like, you know, if The Office suddenly had a feral grizzly run through the office. Yeah, and it's great, and that was a really great touch, I thought, because the movie expands on so many other relationships, like the power dynamic with like Tom Skerritt and Ash, with Ridley, Tom Skerritt, Ian Holm, and Sigourney Weaver. But I always felt like Yaphet Kotto and Harry Dean Stanton's little moments were so good, because then it does come up again when they're like. I'm not going to catch the alien if I can't get paid more. And Tom Skerritt's like, I can't do anything about that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, no, that's a perfect example.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Because, yeah, that sort of shit makes it feel so alive.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more than a script or even so much more than a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien's a really great drama, I feel like. And it's also like a sci-fi horror or whatever. But I really like the characters and the...
Yeah, it's such a dense community on that ship. It's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Nice.
Good movie.
I think, yeah, both of our examples feel kind of like they fill out the world. They make it feel alive.
Sure.
It makes it feel like specific and just dynamic, you know?
Right.
I also think there's like artistic examples, so to speak. Like the example I'm thinking of is visionary director Doug Liman.
Oh, nice.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Hell yeah.
Actually, to be clear, I do think Doug Liman pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Pretty good.
He understands action.
Yeah, for real. And I think I stand by Edge of Tomorrow. I think Edge of Tomorrow is really special.
Yeah. People did it dirty.
Yeah, they really did. Fuck.
Didn't deserve that.
But Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the iconic home wrecker of a movie.
Just broke up everybody.
Everybody. There's a scene where Angelina Jolie thinks she has executed. For those of you who don't know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is about to... Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, who are both very successful, lauded assassins. And they happen to fall in love and get married. Not knowing that they are assassins.
Oh, fun.
That the other is an assassin. Oh, you've never seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so silly.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
silly. Yeah. So that's the setup. They're both assassins. They're leading these like double lives, and they don't know that.
Wow.
The other is leading
the double life.
And eventually, they find out their like firms. Their assassination firms,
yes,
put out a contract to have them both killed. And in order to get out of that contract or whatever, they have to kill each other.
Oh no!
So
that sucks.
They start duking it out, and they're like ruthless. They're like, "Yeah, fuck you, you lied to me," because their impression is that they were like being used by the other person, and now they're gonna get executed, right? So they're so like, upsetting. Fuck you, I'm gonna like, and then so they're all this chaos ensues. They're fighting, they're beating each other up, and then at one point, Angelina Jolie traps Brad Pitt, and she thinks she's assassinated him. She thinks he's dead.
Wow.
And so she goes to the hotel where he proposed to have one last glass of champagne A teary glass of champagne.
Teary glass of champagne.
And then Brad Pitt waltzes up and is like, "Hey, doll."
Wow.
He kind of. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Brad Pitt shows up. They dance. It's really hilarious and iconic and beautiful.
Uh-huh.
They get into a fight in this very public place, and then she drives away. He goes in pursuit, and they call each other. He calls her.
Yeah.
On their cell phones. And he's like, "I just want to know, like, was it ever real? Like, did we ever like love each other,
oh
or like something to that effect?"
Sure.
And she's like, "No, wasn't it just like a cover? Like, wasn't you just using me like a cover?" And he was like, "Yeah, I don't, whatever." But there's this moment. So the whole scene, this whole like really kind of like intimate conversation that's happening in two separate cars.
Right.
The coverage is just back and forth.
Sure.
Just shot, reverse shot, but they're in different cars. And then there's a part where Brad Pitt asks a question. I don't even remember the specific dialogue. Brad Pitt asks a question. It cuts back to Angelina Jolie. She responds.
Right.
But then instead of cutting back to Brad Pitt, it stays on Angelina Jolie as he responds.
Uh-huh.
But instead of using like phone audio, like his voice through a phone filter,
right,
the voice sounds like he's in the car with her. And he says something to the effect of like, "Well, that's that. Like, I guess this is over," or whatever. And it's such a like small thing, such a small detail, but it like, I don't know. I think it's such a brilliant choice on the sound designer's part.
Sure.
To just make it feel like pillow talk, even though they're on the phone and in cars. And I don't know. It's just like, ever since I saw it in high school, that moment has really stuck out.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Interesting.
And I don't even know the specific dialogue. Like, I don't even know the lines they're saying, but like the sound of his voice in the context of this like distressed like conflict.
Right.
In the car with her. I don't know. I just think that's like a really powerful move.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. Filmmaking, man.
Filmmaking.
Like just little choices like that, I think can really elevate something.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The little things.
The little things, yeah.
The little things, yeah.
What's another little thing?
Like another thing?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. What did you write down here?
I wrote The Sixth Sense.
Oh, The Sixth Sense.
Well, here's the thing about The Sixth Sense, and I could go on and on about The Sixth Sense. I think it's like a perfect movie.
Whoa.
I feel like every single thing in that movie is supposed to be there, and I feel like it all is in service of each other. But what I really like is the scene where Haley Joel Osment tells Toni Collette that he's spoken to her mother. Do you remember that?
I forgot about that. Oh my god. So for those of you who haven't seen The Sixth Sense, stop and watch The Sixth Sense. Spoilers for The Sixth Sense. But the way it was pitched was that it was like Bruce Willis is the main character. Mm-hmm. He's a child psychologist. He has to help this tormented boy who says that he can talk to dead people. But really the movie's about Haley Joel Osment, and a lot of it is from his perspective, and he can talk to dead people. He can see dead people. And a lot of the movie is about how like the psychological toll that takes on him. I don't know why I'm telling you like you. No. It's great.
And he's got a really great relationship with his mom, who he's like 11, and his mother's Toni Collette, and she obviously is like at her wit's end. She's like, I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do. You can kind of tell that she doesn't fully believe that he can see dead people. He's horrifically bullied at school. She doesn't really know what to do about that. She tries to see this child. She tries to whatever. Well, I guess I don't want to spoil it, but she does her very best to get him help, I guess I should say. And there's a scene at the end where they're in traffic. They're in a car. They're in traffic, and they've had like these tiffs the whole movie. They're like constantly what is that, like a rubber band, you know? And they're in traffic, and they're kind of like having a normal moment, and I can't really remember how they escalate to this conversation, but Haley Joel Osment is like, not out of the blue, I wish I could explain it better, but Haley Joel Osment is like, I spoke to her, and he's like, and you can kind of tell that he's saying it to be kind, but also to prove to her that he's telling the truth.
Right.
And she's like, don't joke like that. I feel like the movie implies that this death is very fresh. Mm-hmm. And she starts to like tear up. She's like, I don't joke about that. Like, that's a horrible thing to say. And then he starts to tear up because I feel like he's also kind of he's lost. He's run out of ways to prove to her that he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, he says she wanted me to tell you that she saw you. And Toni Collette goes, what? And then she starts really crying, like she believes him. And he goes, she saw you. You thought that she missed your dance recital, but she was there. She saw it. And Toni Collette is just like weeping, just losing it. And I can't remember exactly if she's like, what else did she say, but it really, everything kind of like clicks, and that's essentially the end of the movie. Which is just such a great ending for them. Yeah. I think. I feel like the whole movie, Haley Joel Osment feels like his ability, whatever, is a bad thing. Mm-hmm, Every time he sees a dead person, it has negative consequences. I hate to sees a dead person, but that's really all you can say. I feel like in reference to the movie, it's fucking annoying. But every time you can see someone, it is negative consequences, which is actually another one of my favorite parts of that movie, where he goes to that girl's funeral. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did I talk about this already?
Yeah. No. Go.
There's a really great part towards like the middle. I don't even remember how they get there, but Haley Joel Osment and Bruce Willis are at this little girl's funeral. She's probably like the same age as him, and the father is beside himself, like he's just like sitting in a chair, just staring into space. And it's at their home, so it's probably like a repast or a wake, whatever not a wake but you know, the after, right? And Haley Joel Osment finds this tape, like he just finds this tape in the house. Because I don't remember if he sees the girl or not. I'm sorry.
Can't remember.
I feel bad that I don't remember so much stuff.
No.
But he finds this tape. It's a VHS tape, and he gives it to the dad, and the dad puts it in the tape player, and the VCR, and it's hidden footage of the girl while she was sick and dying. And the mother brings her some soup, and she's like, yeah. Right. And she's like, okay, I brought you some soup. And the girl like starts to eat it, and she goes, and don't say you don't like it, because you always say that, and you know it hurts my feelings. And she's like, and you have to finish it because it's going to make you better. And the father is just like he doesn't even know what to do. Mm. And you know, the camera points at the mom, and she turns around, and everyone's because everyone saw the video, you know. But even then, I mean, on top of all the other things, you know, the movie's like, it would really suck if you saw dead people all the time.
Yeah, and the way it like captures that experience, and like really grounds it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like their scenes are genuinely horrifying, as well as where you're just like, well, you just ruined this guy's life. This guy's life sucks. Fucking whoever else. Yeah. So for him to have that moment to really connect with his mother, and to give her closure and solace, because she obviously can't really get past these emotions, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Not that, you know what I mean. Yeah, I thought it was really great, and a moment for them to connect. And for it to be the end of the movie, like there's really nothing else for you to say at that point. Like it's kind of like a little, they're gonna be okay kind of.
Yeah, I love that it closes. I think his early films, he was so good at like closing the loop.
What do you mean his early films?
Like, I think both The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable and Signs, they like. And even The Village to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. There's the like principal story. So we got Bruce Willis.
Sure.
In both Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, and like his character arc plays out kind of how you. I mean, there's twists and turns, and you know there's these really great reveals, and it's like great. But then he also takes the time to have these quiet moments between the mother and Haley Joel Osment. And then also like Robin Wright and his son in Unbreakable, like I think I think Unbreakable, like, I mean, that it's similar to kind of what we're talking about. It's like he really goes the extra mile to invest in these dynamics and relationships. And you get to see these little behaviors, and then when they finally come together and like the conflict is resolved familially in the case of Unbreakable, in Signs too, like I think it makes the bigger drama, the more like, for lack of a better word, the like more dramatic like part of the story. It just makes that hit more, I think.
Sure.
You know,
I have another one.
Oh yeah,
when you brought up Unbreakable, I remembered
please.
this. I love, and this is what I wish I had said. I wish I hadn't talked so much about The Sixth Sense. I love the scene where, jeez, if you have Unbreakable, spoilers for Unbreakable, providing context. Bruce Willis is really tough, but his personality is very. I mean, he's shy, for lack of a better word. He's quiet. He's very unassuming. But the beginning of the film, he survives a horrible train crash. You know, he just has all these. He seems to be unbreakable.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Meet Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is like the best version of a person with his disease that he can have. But what is it called?
I don't know the name of the disease, but basically his bones are super brittle.
Yeah.
And he like has spent most of his life in like a cast.
Yeah.
And stuff.
And he's like, "Oh my God, you're a superhero."
To Bruce Willis.
To Bruce Willis. Yeah. He goes to Bruce Willis. He's like, "Do you know this about yourself? Like, you're a superhero." Whole thing. But in the M. Night Shyamalan fashion, it's about so many other things. Mm-hmm. And what I find so beautiful about Unbreakable is that Bruce Willis's life fucking sucks. He doesn't have a relationship with his son. Him and his wife are sleeping in different rooms. He works as like a minimum wage security guard at a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
And all on top of his personality makes it to where literally no one notices him. But he doesn't seem to be horribly discontented by that. He doesn't really seem to be... Well, whatever. But I really find it interesting that M. Night Shyamalan doesn't go any further into it than the fact that him and his wife aren't happy. Mm-hmm. But there's a really great scene. I can't remember. For the majority of the movie, like, I would probably say 80% of the movie, Bruce Willis does not believe that he has superpowers. He recognizes that things about him are weird, but he actively rejects the idea that he could have superpowers. And he's just a normal guy, whatever, and he's going to bed. this is like in the middle of the movie, nearly out of nowhere. And I can't remember if this is after he realizes that he can bench an infinite amount of pounds. Like he just keeps adding on. He runs out of things to test himself with. But anyway, the movie keeps suggesting further and further that he is a superhero. And he's like, I'm just a regular guy. He's going to bed. He's in his room. He's in his pajamas. And Robin Wright knocks on his door. Do you remember this scene?
Oh my God, no.
It's riveting. And he's got his low brow. He doesn't smile. He opens the door.
Is this when he's like brushing his teeth?
I don't think he was brushing his teeth, but I don't remember something happening.
Anyway.
Maybe it is.
Sorry,
maybe it is.
sorry.
No.
Keep going.
And he opens the door just not a crack, but just a little bit. He doesn't open it wide, and all you can see is her face, and just like you can't even. It's kind of like just cuts her straight down in a straight line, right? And she's crying. She's weeping, and she goes. I have something to ask you, and I want you to be honest. And it's okay. It's okay if it's okay. I'm not going to be angry. And he's just kind of he's like, well, all right. What is it? And she goes, are you seeing anybody else? And he's like, no. And she just goes, oh, and cries even harder, and just like uncontrollable sobbing. And I love it.
Yeah, I think that's yes.
I love
know.
it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing where it just like deepens everything in the movie. Like his son, when his son finds out that he has like super strength, whatever, their entire dynamic changes. He looks up to him like he's God. And Robin Wright doesn't believe that he has superhuman powers. You know, she's an adult. She can see see past these things. And she thinks he's great. And the two of them are just trying to like pick up the pieces of what they have, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if he has superpowers or not, you know? And it's fantastic, and I love Robin Wright. I think she's a great actress, and she's great in that movie.
She is the like secret MVP of that movie, I think.
Yeah,
she's
really got like great parts.
Yeah, man. But no, that's a great scene. That's a great example. Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
You. Thanks,
like
everybody.
Those little moments.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan does them really well.
Yeah, fucking A.
We could go through his whole filmog,
but
we don't have time.
I think we'll come back to this question. This is a good question.
We'll do it next week and the week after.
And the week after and forever.
Forever.
Well, all right. What a great warm-up for another edition of Criterion Casey.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to take a peek.
Peeksy.
My pick. I couldn't think of... I really wanted to pick something from this movie to like jumpstart it with.
Oh, that's great.
I could be like, oh, and then there's this part of this. But honestly, I can't think of anything. So sorry, everybody. Because what I like so much about it is that it's so melodramatic and heightened. So much of this movie is melodramatic and heightened. I'm sorry, I mumbled. So much of this movie is melodramatic and heightened. Deep Cover.
I do not know this movie.
At all?
At all.
Ari, you're in for a treat.
Oh, boy.
Deep Cover.
Yes.
Made in 1992.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
In my lifetime.
In your lifetime. Not in mine.
Okay. Okay.
Directed by Bill Duke. Director, actor. Excuse me. Starring Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay.
Starring
Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Okay. Yes, I do. I've seen some of this movie.
You've seen some of this movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What I've seen
Positively.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The movie starts from the jump. Lawrence Fishburne enters his police chief's... He's a cop. Enters his police chief's office, and he's like, "You're going to go undercover." And then the rest of the movie just like all gas, no brakes.
Hell yeah.
Just like him descending into a life of crime and all the crazy people he meets.
Bill Duke.
Yeah.
Black guy.
Yeah.
Fucking, he's like has a bunch of famous bit parts, I feel like. Like you would recognize him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. The last few films he's directed are like religious films.
Oh yeah?
Which bums me out. Anyway, continue. Bill Duke.
He knew I was about to Google. Yeah, and it's fucking fantastic. So it's like this these moody purples and reds and everything is just like a little oversaturated and it's just like this dramatic contrast and it's set like a 70s gangster flick. Like it's just like, you know, he meets the boss, and then the boss has a boss, and then that guy's boss is a president in Guatemala or something, and like, you know, there's the street guys, and Lawrence Fishburne has to put on a persona. Da da da. Actually, that's a really great part. Lawrence Fishburne, he has to crack down on illegal drugs, and his goal is to do whatever he can to knock out like the second highest in command of this tiered system. So his chief is like, okay, well, to get close to him, you got to sell drugs, and he's like, so go out there and start selling drugs. Lawrence Fishburne has a long history with not dealing with drugs or alcohol. He doesn't believe in it, and he's like, wow, this is really morally conflicting.
Wait, so he's been sober his whole life? He's like,
yeah,
like in that regard.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, he starts to sell drugs, whatever. And where he lives across the hall is a woman probably about his age with a small child, which harkens back to Lawrence Fishburne's troubled childhood. And she's addicted to drugs. She's addicted to, I guess he sells crack. I don't know. I don't know anything about drugs. Which is the exact same thing. His father was addicted to drugs and then he died when Lawrence Fishburne was very young. But a lot of the movie, what I like so much about it, which makes it hard to watch, is that it doesn't shy away from just what people will do to buy more drugs, basically, right? And there's a scene where he's in the middle of all his shit. He's like, oh my God, I can't fucking deal with this. And he gets stopped in the hallway, and she's like fiending. Like, she's sweaty, she's dirty, she can't even like keep a thought straight, right? And she's like, listen, you know, I wanted to talk to you, blah, 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 whatever. And he's like, not now. And they just have this back and forth. And he picks up the phone, he gets a call, whatever, he puts the phone down. And this is all while they're like screaming at each other. They're screaming at each other about something, I can't remember exactly. But he's going to leave, and she goes, listen, I know you like my kid. He's a great kid. I'll sell him to you for $5,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. And Lawrence Fishburne is like, no way. And she's like, okay, $2,000. And he's like, no, I'm not buying your kid. And she's like, oh, what, $2,000? It's not funny. But she's like, what, $2,000 isn't good enough for my kid? And she's like yelling at him as he's running down the stairs to do whatever kind of undercover drug thing that he has to do. And it's crazy. It's like, but the movie, I hate to say the movie goes there, but it's just like the minute he's like sets foot into this alternate reality, everything is just fucking awful. It just sucks. Everything is so sad. It's just all horribly sad. It's great. You know, it's like a high genre, like it's just like a crime film. But Lawrence Fishburne has some narration, and it's always like him waxing poetic about the state of the world. So,
whoa,
yeah, it'll be him, and he just saw somebody get like their head blown off, and then he'll be like, and there's a million other men like that in the street, and I have to go save them. It's so fucking cool. Like,
whoa.
Yeah.
That's like what Ridley Scott wanted to do with Blade Runner. Well, no, he didn't want to do that.
He didn't want to do that with Blade Runner? He didn't want to make a good movie with Blade Runner?
No, there's like the voiceover. in the theatrical cut of Blade Runner. Yeah,
right.
But it sucks.
Yeah, and then it's really great. About halfway through, there's a cop investigating him.
Is that Jeff Goldblum?
No, Jeff Goldblum's a bad guy.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's a bad guy.
I didn't pick up on that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess depending on when you stopped watching it, you wouldn't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but about halfway through, a cop starts investigating him, and then the internal conflict goes crazy because he's just like, because this cop's religious, and he's like, I can tell that you don't want to do this, and he's like, so how can I help you? And Lawrence Fishburne is like, fuck you, man, and he's like investigating him, but every possible time that he gets close, he wants to do the right thing. He's like, I want to help you.
Yeah.
I don't want to arrest you. And Lawrence Fishburne is just he's in such deep cover. He's like, fuck you, man. Like, get out of my way. I love selling drugs.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Oh, so he can't tell this cop.
Right. Right.
Oh my God. That's some wild shit.
It's so good, dude.
I have to check it out.
It does a really great job of illuminating, like, which I feel like The Departed does a little bit. I feel like obviously the two are very similar. It does a really great job of highlighting how convoluted it is. Mm-hmm. Like, there are so many times where Lawrence Fishburne is like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? And his chief is like, well, I guess you probably should get arrested so they believe you. And then Lawrence Fishburne gets arrested. Like,
jeez.
You know,
it's just this haphazard, like, fucking.
Yeah.
They're just making it up as they go.
Yeah.
I mean, Memories of Murder.
Memories of Murder.
They're just making it up as they go. The police system is so, like, fucked.
It's fucked, dude.
I'm sure they're trying their best. Hard job.
I want to go on record and say I don't think they're trying their best.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I believe that it's hard. I believe that working in law enforcement, the idea of law enforcement and the justice system is not a job made for human beings.
Right. That's why you want a computer to take over.
I would love for a computer. I would love to give AI a gun.
Oh God!
No, I think that so much of law enforcement requires you to turn off your empathy, and that asking people to do that, one, is not good for them, as well as you're just creating bad people.
Yeah. It's like and it also feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Sure.
It's like if you have law enforcement, therefore, they're gonna look for.
Yeah.
They're going to look for reasons to justify their existence.
Yeah, absolutely.
And suddenly there's all these conflicts, and it's like, did that actually need to happen?
Right.
Fucking A. I have this theory that, like, the majority of jobs...
Yeah.
It's just people justifying the job.
Absolutely. Have we talked about this before?
Maybe.
Because I agree. And I feel like you told me that before. I think that's totally true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, for sure.
There's so many, and again, my job at a hospital is like different. Like I don't think.
Well, you told me that you used to make a lot of people sick, so that way you could get more hours.
It is not Jesus.
That's a joke.
Fucking Christ!
Don't take Ari's license.
That
you
is
can cut
a
that.
joke.
You can cut that out. You can cut that out. That is a joke. You should cut it and just for you to say that, and then it cuts to, I'm sorry, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Oh my God. But no, like when I worked in insurance, it was like, yeah, so much of the job was like, wait a second, like, why?
Yeah.
But it was like, I mean, that's why it was a contract position, because I'm sure they also were like, what the fuck?
Right.
But it took them like a year to figure it out.
I saw this girl. This feels like kind of the same thing. I saw this girl on TikTok, and she was talking about her college class, and her professor was like, yeah, and before we had money, we had the barter system. And someone in her class was like, yeah, and before the barter system we had, I forget what she called it, but it was that you do something nice for someone, not expecting anything in return in the moment. But that if I give you a basket of oranges, if my cow runs away, you'll help me, whatever. And he was like, yeah. And he didn't say that was incorrect. He was just saying, I just never understood how that worked, because how do you keep people from taking advantage of you? And she was like, well, would you do that? And he was like, well, no, of course not. And she was like, a lot of people are good, actually.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that the barter... I feel like somebody told me that... I don't know. I feel like I've heard that, like, yeah, the barter system's actually, like, that idea that we, like, evolved from that is, like, kind of bullshit. And that most communities ran on this sort of system of, like, hey, yeah, I'm the guy with the cows.
Right.
Come get your milk.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go to the guy with all the wood.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't see what's wrong with that.
It's just hard to scale.
Yeah. It's impossible for 4 billion people.
Ari,
to do
and
it.
I have an MBA, and I have to tell you,
it's just hard to
scale. You can't scale that.
I said 4 billion, 8 billion, 8 billion people can't do that.
Yeah,
but you see it all the time in like
small communities.
Communities. Yeah.
Well, isn't it like 200's the cap?
I don't know.
Like I think like villages started to dismantle when it was over 200 people.
I saw this thing. It was referencing something. It was to give you a mental image for something else. But it said that if you thought of every single person that you knew, and people that you kind of knew, like basically everyone, not everyone that you've ever met, but people that you could name, it would be like 400 something people. Like that's for the average person. Okay, let's start listing people we know.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I can do that. 400?
I kind of want to do it. Not right now. It'll take us hours, but I kind of want to do it and see what happens.
2 hours later.
It's also like, when do you got to alphabetize it or something. How do you know that you're not repeating people? You know what I mean?
You do it on a fucking Google Doc. And then you would Command F.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That'll be my task between now and next episode.
No, don't do that. There's other stuff that you want to do with your life. I don't know if that's at the top.
I don't know if there's anything I want to do with my life. When I get married, I'm gonna be like, hey, you're number 397, but that's only because your name starts with a T. And I'm like, hey, look at this. These are all the people I know. And then I'll show it to everybody at the wedding.
Anybody that starts with a...
No, this is the person I'm getting married to.
UVW? You don't know any Xanders?
No, sure. There's more people under who I'm getting married to.
These are 397. There's a list of 400.
Oh, well, that's a good point. Maybe less than that. Maybe, okay. So they're on 300. I don't know.
I feel like I've forgotten so many names. Is the thing.
Well, I guess
like when I went to my 10-year high school reunion. I mean, I'm also like, I'm just kind of a selfish person. I couldn't. There were people I just didn't. I was like, I recognize your face.
Well, that happens to everybody, right? I'm not saying that happens to everybody. I'm just saying, like, I don't think you're selfish for not remembering someone from high school. That's literally like the most universal experience a person can have. A lot of people don't remember. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I feel so confident. I would say I know so. It's like a joke. People go and they go, oh, it's like a joke.
This is a meme?
It's not a meme. It's not a meme.
No, I mean meme in the sense of it's like an idea that circulates.
I wouldn't say it's an idea that circulates. I think it's an experience that a lot of people have.
Oh wow. Well, maybe that makes me feel better. But yeah, I've forgotten a lot of names.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've certainly forgotten a lot of names. I think the names I remember are, I don't know. I may not be able to get to 400. 250?
Yeah, 400 seems insane.
400 seems insane. 400 is like, yeah, I guess I know this guy's name. I don't know him, though. Yeah. Right.
There's a guy who works at the coffee shop near my house who I only really started going to that coffee shop after COVID. And he has always worn a mask. I've never seen him without a mask.
So you don't even know what he looks like?
I don't even know what he looks like.
Wow.
It's like, it trips me the fuck out when I think about it. Because I like recognize his voice. He has a very specific like gait, like the way he walks, and like just his like silhouette. Like I could recognize this guy a block away.
Oh, Chandler! And he turns around.
Not Chandler.
He's wearing a mask.
Yeah, Chandler. But yeah, I have no idea what the fuck his face is looking like. That also happened when I worked at the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Because we were working through COVID.
Right.
So I never wasn't there.
Right.
And we started getting new nurses, per usual. And there were these men and women who we would sit down in our like lunch area and be like 10 feet away from each other. And suddenly they would take their mask off and I'd be like,
oh my God.
It was so dude, faces are crazy. And it's crazy that like a voice and eyes can like give you a picture.
And then it's not.
And then it's not that.
It's not that.
Fucking A.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Is that a phenomenon? It feels like somebody's written about this.
There's got to be a word for it. Somebody should make a word for it.
Fucking A.
You know what were you one of those people that felt like masks made you more attractive?
Like a face mask?
Yeah, face mask.
Like for like COVID mask?
Yeah.
Like covering my mouth?
Yeah, not like a kabuki mask. Like for COVID, yeah.
No, thank you for clarifying.
I was like, yeah, if you cover your entire face.
Yeah, I was like,
do you have low self-confidence? Sorry.
No.
Oh, interesting.
If anything, I was more self-conscious.
Really?
Because my glasses would get fucked up and then they would like fall over.
That was so funny. You know what pisses me off is that they still haven't fixed that. I thought that 4 years later we'd have a mask that doesn't fog your glasses, but I guess it's impossible. What that tells me is that it's impossible.
No, I thought, isn't there like that turtle thing?
What's that?
It's like a cover that it looks like a turtle shell, and it covers your mouth, and then you put your mask on top of it so that your mouth. So it's like, have you seen those eye masks that have like raised?
Yeah.
Things so that the cloth isn't against your eyelids.
Yeah.
It's like that, so there's no cloth against your mouth.
Interesting.
And I thought that fixed that.
I constantly have health problems all the time. And I had I actually forget what happened to my eye, but I wore an eye patch for like a week in middle school.
You wore an eye patch?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
not like a ARG eye patch. It was cloth.
No, yeah.
It was just taped to my face.
I had a pretty gnarly eye surgery when I was like 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah.
What were they operating on? I mean, what were they doing?
I like couldn't look straight.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like learning to ride a bike and I kept like turning it into the ground. Because to look straight, I had to turn my head to the left.
Interesting.
And then they like really noticed when I like would sit down and watch TV. I would watch TV with my head turned to look straight.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then I had eye surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never had surgery.
I've never had beyond that.
Wow.
Yeah. It seems intense, man.
It does seem intense. My mom, I was a C-section. And she talks about the local anesthetic. And she was like, yeah, I could feel it. It didn't hurt, but I could feel it. I was like, that's weird. That's gross, actually. I would hate that. Beat me over the head before you let that happen to me. That's not how my kids are coming.
It's crazy. There's an
We're
episode
having a home birth with a doula. No drugs.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, let whoever's giving birth decide, man.
So true. But I've already decided.
For them. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was on that train when I was in my labor and delivery class in nursing school. I was just like, yeah, fuck that shit. Not doing it in a hospital.
Mm.
And like allegedly, like there's stories of women like giving birth on all fours is like better.
I've heard that.
Instead of like up on the stirrups or like a deep squat.
That makes sense.
But all of these fucking male doctors are like, no, lay down.
Yeah.
So I can sit, like, it's like for them.
Right.
It's fucked up.
So I don't care if you die. or your parts rip open.
Yeah, or if your child's like compensated.
Right. Compensating?
Compensated.
Compensated?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like their health is compensated.
Oh. I thought you were like, or if your child's compensated, and I was like, what?
Oh,
like
I see. No, yeah, if the
see.
health of the child is compensated by
Got you.
poor birthing practices. Or just not thought out ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, nothing in our system is really geared towards women's health.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. I was thinking about that when you were talking about birth control. Birth control's fucking dangerous. And it's so hard to tell somebody that it's dangerous because it's like, well, yeah, what are you going to do?
That's a big-ass word you just used. Dangerous.
Birth control's fucking dangerous. It's dangerous. There's so many health complications.
Yeah.
And what are you supposed to do? Nothing, I guess. Get pregnant and then have a really scary birth.
I wouldn't go that far, but there's alternatives.
Yeah, there's alternatives. Yeah, learn how to pull out, men.
Or
you can still get pregnant even if he pulls out.
Use a condom.
Condoms break, everybody.
Copper
Condoms
ID.
break. So true.
I mean, if you're using the right kind of lube and you're being smart, condoms. I've never had a condom break.
Great. But they do. They have the ability to.
They do have the ability. They make them strong these days.
I wouldn't know. No one has sex with me.
Fuck. You and me both, baby. Well, yeah, mine is for different reasons. But yeah, I'm not having
people
sex
like
right
you, Ari.
People like you. Anyway, Deep Cover.
Great movie. Fantastic.
It's got that iconic red ass poster with Lawrence Fishburne looking stressed.
Looking stressed, yeah. Yeah, because he is. It's a really hard life that he leads.
What a wild thing to choose to do.
Be a drug dealer?
Go undercover.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, no way, dude.
British comedian. He had like a 3-part trilogy on Netflix that was all like different color themes. Fuck. James Acaster.
Oh, I've heard of this guy.
Great comedy special.
Hell yeah.
But he like, one of them is this fictional story of like him going undercover, and it's just incredible.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this. Quick question. Well, two questions. Is it unethical and or pretentious to retell a comedian's joke?
On stage?
No.
As a comedian?
If I was gonna tell you this joke that I heard right now.
No, why would that be unethical?
I don't know. I feel like if you laugh, I've now stolen his joke.
Well, you're not doing it for money.
That's true. I'm not doing it for money.
You're just building up his brand. I was always told if they're talking about your ideas and stealing your ideas, good.
They're building your brand.
Yeah.
I came up with this.
There's one line, you know?
Sure.
If you're riding on one line, you're not that good.
Go off.
Yeah.
What is Rodney Dangerfield? I don't get no respect. That's all he did. He just wrote on one line. And everybody says that he's the best that ever do. No, I'm kidding.
That's like Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
God damn it. Bernie Mac is so good.
I loved the Bernie Mac show. That was like the show
dude,
we watched growing up.
Yeah. God damn. But yeah, his Def Jam stand-up specials are really good.
It's really hard to find. We were talking about. Was I telling you about Mad TV the other day?
Mm-mm.
It's unbelievably hard to find old episodes of Mad TV.
Yeah, what's up with that? Like the syndication's all fucked up. Like they
Fuck
don't.
if I know. Yeah,
it's so annoying.
But the same thing, Def Jam and like Kings of Comedy and stuff like that. Really hard to find.
Yeah, you have to get like bootlegs and stuff.
I don't get it. People watched it. It was super popular.
The entertainment industry hates black people.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, sorry. But no, that's like really, it's like weird pattern.
Yeah. It's just like, where'd all that stuff go? Oh.
Because even the stuff I find on YouTube, it's like VHS recordings.
Yeah, me
that
too.
have been like digitally scanned. It's like, where the fuck, like why is it not just available?
Yeah. It's weird, dude. Which is crazy because like, it's popular comedy.
Yeah.
And you could watch like any episode of SNL you wanted to right now.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not insane, but it's like, there's no reason they're not. The thing that's so confusing is like, don't you guys like money?
Right.
Like just.
I was about to give you money.
Yeah.
I would buy a Mad TV box set.
Fucking A, man. I don't understand what these people are doing.
I love Mad TV.
What's Yolanda? What is it? The back of your head is ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Yes. My favorite one. Fuck.
That's a French ass name. What the fuck is it?
Yvonne. Because she goes, Vani.
Oh my god. For the longest time, I didn't know that was a woman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She's doing a good job.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's so funny. Fuck.
I love it. It's, was she? Jean Chalet. My little croissant.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Incredible.
Yes, I love that shit.
Wish we could watch it.
Fucking A. Fucking A. The not on the same scale, but same with fucking Walter Hill's The Driver.
Is it hard to find?
Yes, fucking hard to find. I didn't illegally download it to watch it.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, well, I could send you a link. I just downloaded it. Yeah.
You can't buy it in the U.S. It doesn't stream anywhere.
It's fucked up. It's so... Physical distribution is fucking ridiculous. Like home media, ridiculous. Just like the labyrinth of things that you have to do.
Yeah.
To see a movie.
It's crazy.
And especially something like that. The Driver, everybody loves that movie.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's
Ryan
constantly
O'Neal.
talked about.
Also, Ryan O'Neal just died. Like,
also,
perfect timing.
Make a Ryan O'Neal memorial box set.
Yeah, Jesus
Christ.
With
the
you
Driver
idiots,
on it.
you cowards.
You idiots and cowards.
Although it sounds like he was a mean guy.
Yeah, he wasn't a great father.
Fuck. Is it just hard to be a father and a movie star?
I guess it must be. That's why all the good ones aren't fathers.
That's why all the good ones aren't fathers?
Are not fathers, yeah.
Damn.
Did you see that Dave Grohl cheated on his wife?
Amy Poehler?
I don't think Dave Grohl's married to Amy Poehler.
Oh, Dave Grohl. I'm thinking of Nick Kroll.
Is Nick Kroll dating Amy Poehler?
I thought they were. This might be years ago, and I'm just behind.
I don't know what she's up to.
Wait, Dave Grohl, the band guy.
Yes, he was the drummer for
Nirvana.
Right. Well, he's still in Foo Fighters. Nirvana broke up.
Right. Nirvana's the iconic one, though. I mean, I guess Foo Fighters are iconic.
Foo Fighters made their way.
There goes my hero. Fucking love that song. I don't give a shit.
Right, that is one of their songs.
I'm being so annoying. I'm sorry.
No.
Dave Grohl cheated on his wife.
He cheated on his wife with a 19-year-old girl. And guess what else, Ari?
What?
She's having a baby. She had the baby. The baby's made. She posted about it. She's at hashtag my 20th birthday present. Yeah, so Dave Grohl has a baby with a 20-year-old girl. She can't even drink. How do you go to a Foo Fighters concert and can't drink? You know that's how they met. They didn't meet in a coffee shop or something. I'm not saying you know. I'm just saying that's of course how they met. She was at a concert and he was like, hell yeah. I don't give a shit about my wife. I don't even think she was a group. I wouldn't even say that. I don't even know if groupies exist anymore, to be quite honest with you.
You don't think so?
What's sorry?
We should start doing that.
Me and you should groupie?
Yeah.
I'd love to groupie.
And that would be our no, what am I talking about? We have goals. We have things we want to do.
My goal is I want to have a baby by Dave Grohl. No. Dave Grohl, even before I found out they cheated on his wife, he just felt like somebody that I don't think I'd get along with very well. Not even like he's a bad person or that
just
I think I'm better than. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know if I want to be in a room with Dave Grohl. Like, what would we talk about?
19?
19.
Fucking.
Well, now she's 20. 9 months ago, she was 19.
Fucking. That shit's so disappointing. The De Niro one, too.
Oh, my God. Want to talk about.
He's the oldest father? Or like one of the oldest fathers now?
The oldest father in Hollywood, I thought.
Yeah.
Him and Al Pacino. sitting with their babies on their laps. Quentin Tarantino's like, haha, I'm not as old as you guys. But you're old, Q. You're old, man.
Yeah, you're old, dude. Yeah, do you think De Niro did it because of Pacino? Do you know
That'd
how,
be fucked up if that's what he did.
When like one friend gets married, everybody starts getting married. When one friend gets divorced, everybody gets divorced. Like his circle's small, probably.
Yeah, his circle's small. Maybe.
Like,
I mean, crazier things have happened.
Fuck.
What's up, my friend?
I don't know.
It's fucked
Men
up.
are just so disappointing.
Men are disgusting. I always find it really funny. I know that we're doing it and we're being sincere, but I always find it really funny when men are like, "Oh, men." Like, shut up.
Yeah.
That's you.
No, you're right. Yeah.
No, I get
That's
it.
the thing. It's like, who am I to judge?
Who are you to judge?
I just
You've
hope
got
I'm
four babies.
What's that line from The Dark Knight?
Why so serious?
Shut the fuck up. I'm furious. I can't believe you. No. If you live long enough, you become the villain. What is it?
Oh yeah. Oh, so you're saying the second most famous line from that video? You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
That line makes sense within the context of what we're talking. What I'm saying is like,
right.
I like low key. It's like maybe I should die at 40, because then I have a chance to be liked. You know. Because like if I live long enough, I'm just gonna do something fucked up.
I don't know if that's true. I don't think everyone's destined to be fucked up.
But like,
because that's what you're saying. You're saying that if you live long enough to see yourself, that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. And there's varying degrees of fucked up. Sometimes you disappoint people. Sometimes you cheat on your wife and have a baby.
With a 19-year-old.
With a 19-year-old
Fuck.
who is younger than most of his daughters.
Yo, I would be so pissed at my dad.
I'd be so pissed. I'd
be like, you fucking idiot.
Right. I'd be like, she can't even drink. I'm 34.
Like ruining all the family shit.
Yeah.
Christmas is going to be weird now.
Yeah, I got to hang out with her and your baby.
Dick. Yeah. Oh, that would piss me. Wow, when you put it in that context, I would be so angry.
If your dad got a 20-year-old pregnant.
Ruined everything. God.
No, you're right. You're right.
Ugh. Did she have a good time?
She made a whole Instagram post about how much she loves this baby. She was like, I'm so glad that I'm able to have this wonderful baby.
The baby is fine. I mean, do you think she had a good time having sex with Dave Grohl?
Oh, that's a great question. That's like nearly immediately what I thought of. I was like, was it good?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Because I was also like kind of thinking like, oh, Dave Grohl on top of me? What?
Yeah. The other thing that's so rough, like, okay, here we go. Fucking Ari's mansplain corner over here.
Yay!
Yay!
What don't I know, Ari?
First I got to tell you about the best ways to have a baby, and then but no, I mean, from what I understand, women reach their like sexual peak late 20s, early 30s.
Nice.
And when I think about like the relationships I've been in, the women I know, people I talk to, yeah, there's just like an understanding of your body in your later life, and like you're more developed. You have a better understanding of like what it means to give and receive pleasure, blah, 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 blah. There's a chance that poor girl like doesn't even know what like an orgasm feels like.
Oh, sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And this fucking entitled rock star, like,
yeah,
like take that into consideration. Like I don't know.
Totally. Especially like exactly what you're saying. It's not even that she may not have had sex before, just that she may not have ever had an orgasm.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Like has her pleasure ever been like a priority?
Right. It's kind of crazy how often people are like, "Yeah, I've only had bad sex." That sucks. So
Dude,
sad for you.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend recently who was like, "Yeah, I think I'd be more liable to like have sex if it was guaranteed to be good." Do you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like the fact that it's like a gamble every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
That fucking sucks.
That does suck.
Fucking.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
man.
everybody. I'm doing my best.
Look, I don't know if it has to be this hard. Is the thing.
Sure.
It's just like go slow.
Yeah, you tell him, Ari.
God damn it.
This is the JOI section of the podcast.
Hey, if you're into that shit, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it would be weird if we went into that on the podcast right now. We just did some ASMR.
It's like, okay.
You were like, yeah, just go slow and
Oh my God. I just think it's like it doesn't have to be this hard. Like specifically, men don't need to be cishet dudes. Don't need to be so bad at sex. Like it's like such an annoying cliche. Like fucking give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and just be soft. Like just be softer. Just be a little gentler. Ease into it.
It doesn't have to be so fast,
Fucking
guys.
Christ.
Just jump the gun. Really jump the gun.
You really jumped the gun?
No, I'm wonderful in bed.
Hell yeah.
I've got no complaints.
That's the coolest thing I've heard all day. Fucking A.
Well, you had a really cool day. You hung out with Sting. You went to Six Flags.
Yeah.
No.
So what you said is really cool.
Yeah. And you know what? The thing is that no one teaches anybody about sex at all. At all. And nobody feels like they can ask questions.
It's awful.
Like everybody's just bad, and then people don't know when it's bad. And then if you do think it's bad or you find out it's bad, then how are you supposed to learn?
And then you're like an asshole if you like advocate.
Right.
Like I feel like I've like, God, I had a friend once. Fucking fuck. Don't be like this fucking person. I forget. God, I forget what we were talking about. But basically, it was like I was talking about a woman I had spent a night with, and I was like, "Yeah, it was so great. She was so quick to tell me what she wanted and to like course correct."
Yeah.
And I was talking to a married friend, and the married friend was like, "Oh, but isn't that like annoying?" And I was like, "What the fuck?
Why?
What? Like, are you an idiot? Like, what fucking?" God damn, like, it's not annoying. You just feel self-conscious because you're not like a fucking like goddess hot dog in bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
goddess hot dog.
That was
hell yeah.
That's the grossest thing.
No, that's perfect.
But like, yeah,
no, I know
like,
what you mean.
You're just feeling self-conscious. That's why you're annoyed. It has nothing to do with like the person out of it. Like it's just like take a breath and like. I promise you, if you listen to what the person wants, it's gonna be better for you too. Like just fucking
And what's so interesting about them being married is that I feel like you should be able to take, quote, criticism better from someone that you have such a great relationship with.
Ostensibly love.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And respect.
Like, I don't even think if I was married, because I care so much about marriage, I'm such a great person. I don't even think I'd be like, I'm wounded. Like I'd be like, oh, thanks so much, great to know. But also, I feel like I'd be the same way I was with the last person I was dating. I don't have to be married to do that. I feel that kind of already.
Yeah.
It comes from a place of self-confidence. You just gotta be confident.
Yeah, baby.
Just believe in yourself.
And just
No, that's definitely a thing too. It's okay to be told and to tell.
Yeah, and it's also okay. It's also okay to make mistakes.
It happens.
And like learning to ride the wave of like learning to
ride the wave.
To ride the wave of like making love with somebody, I think is like such a invaluable self-improvement skill.
Yeah.
Like to just be able to like be present and like feel another person's body, and for it to not work the way you think it's going to, and just accept it and like discover what's next and if that's gonna work. And you know, it's like it's all feedback. It's all good,
right?
And it's just it can be so much better if you like are okay with that dynamic.
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting heated. Fuck.
I already forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Yeah, it's crazy.
Sex.
It's great. Everybody should do it.
It's cool. I mean, also, if you're not into it, that's, you know.
I feel bad for you. No, kidding.
No.
I don't feel bad for you.
Asexuality is a thing. Being ace is a thing. And if you know that about yourself, like, more power to you. Advocate. Anywho, it's been real.
It's been real, everybody.
The deep cover.
Deep cover. Well, we went on a long tangent.
Yeah,
didn't we?
spine number what?
1,800. No, sorry, 1,086.
Oh hell yeah!
So it's new. It's a fresh one. I just got it. Oh,
Bill Duke.
I forgot to tell you this last week.
Yeah.
So I went on a bachelor trip.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago. And we went to this really cool video store. It's half bar, half video store. They do rentals. They sell the DVDs, all this kind of stuff. For literally less than $3, less than $4. I think it was like $3.80 something. I got the Benjamin Button Criterion.
Oh yeah,
Blue.
you told me. Yeah. That's out of print, right?
It's out of print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
For $4.
Jared Harris. Great in that movie.
Who is that?
The son of Richard Harris. Speaking of Nepo babies. He's the captain, the sea captain.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No. I got it because it was out of print at $4. No, I haven't seen it. I think that's
the
only
that
Fincher
movie.
I haven't seen. Oh, yeah?
You might hate it. I thought you
Yikes.
got it because you liked it.
No, I got it because it was out of print. Yeah. I was like, oh, great.
There's a reason it's
a
out of
perfect
print.
reason. Because it's so bad.
I mean,
no, does distribution sucks, I guess?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I just have a lot of nostalgia for that movie. I feel like I was the perfect age when it came out.
Hell yeah. How old were you?
I think I was a junior in high school.
Nice. Okay, so I
missed
missed that
remember
one,
it was just like the right amount of like romance and cheese and like I don't know. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason that reminded me was because the last Criterion sale I got Deep Cover.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I got Solo. I got Deep Cover. I got All About My Mother. I got a lot of movies, actually. I won't list them all. I think I got 8. So.
Fuck yeah. I'm so bad at that. Ari doesn't do physical anything.
I do physical everything.
I wish I did more. I got all these books.
Call me Cool J.
I got some DVDs down there.
Yeah, you got a pretty
all that jazz, dude.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Oh, cool. You got the Decalogue. I have that one, too.
That is a bootleg that my buddy gave me.
You disgust me.
He bought it off eBay thinking it was the real deal.
Damn.
And then he went and bought it from Criterion.
So it's a bootleg of still all 10?
Allegedly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, that only looks like one because I have it's thick. It's a box.
Oh yeah. There's 10 discs in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Matrix. That's coming back to theaters. You know.
We should go.
We should go. I love The Matrix.
It's a good movie.
I love The Matrix.
It's good, man.
It's a great movie.
That opening scene.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho. Thank you all for listening.
I love you guys.
We've really gone on a wild ride.
And we didn't even talk for 2 hours. We've talked for 2 hours many a time.
Many a time.
And we didn't even crack 2. We got 20 more minutes.
I mean, I don't think we need to.
Okay. Whatever. I like talking to you, Ari. I didn't know that you didn't feel the same way.
I like talking to you too, but I'm a sleepy boy. I'm going on 3 hours of sleep, and I'm going on a hike tomorrow.
You're always going on a hike.
I'm not always going on a hike.
You went on a hike last Friday.
That's true. Maybe this is a new regular thing for me.
I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my 270 weeks.
470. 790?
790. Because I thought I said 790. I know I said 270. I thought I said 790, and then you said 470. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's like tomorrow.
Yeah. What are you 790 weeks hard?
I guess so. That sounds like fun. I love to create impossible challenges for myself.
Like 1,000 movies in a... This could be part of your Substack.
That's true. I was going to say something else about my Substack, and I forgot. I had a whole thing that I was going to bring up. I completely forgot it. Never mind.
What, do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, sure. I'll plug my Substack. Yeah. In Defense of Taste.
Woo!
Is the name of my Substack. I guess by the time you're listening to this, I will have written a piece on really great horror movies that you can watch for this year's Hooptober. If you don't know what that is, that's explained in the post. It's a whole long thing. I'm not going to go into it. But it's horror movies. I'll be giving you 43 great horror movies to watch through the month of October.
It's a spooky number, people.
Ooh, 43. 43 ghosts, 43 zombies.
Room 43?
Movie 43? Oh. That movie's so bad it's scary. I don't know Room 43.
I think I was thinking of Movie 43.
Oh, that movie's so bad it's scary.
There's a Jim Carrey movie, Room something, I thought. Or no,
The
John
Mask.
Cusack and Samuel Jackson.
Being John Malkovich.
Well,
there's a... Oh, yes. Room 1408.
1408.
Yeah, yes, I know exactly. Or I think it's just called 1408. Yes.
Oh, it's just 1408.
1408, yes. Sorry. I mean,
No.
I knew that you were saying a real movie, but yeah, 1408.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Ari.
What's up, Casey?
Do you have a poem?
I do. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. If you made it this far, you can buy it.
Yeah, if you made it this far, DM us on Instagram or email us.
Or you can email
This
us.
is the ticketpod@gmail.com.
That's our email.
This is the ticketpod@gmail.com. And we'll Venmo you $1 if you're the first one.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. I hate you for taking our $1.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
I do have a poem today. I just can't get over Ursula K. Le Guin, okay?
I'm glad. Everything that you've read from her has been very interesting.
She's so cool. Today I'm going to read from her 6 quatrains, but I'm only going to read one.
Okay.
And it's called Autumn. You okay?
Oh, yeah, I just hit myself with the microphone.
Oh.
I'm okay, thank you.
Did it chip your tooth?
No. I chipped my tooth. Yeah. I chipped my tooth when I was little. Anyway. Autumn.
This
The heat wave
is one of
broke
6
yesterday.
quatrains by Ursula K. Le Guin. Gold of amber, red of ember, brown of umber, all September. I like that.
It's fun.
It's short, it's sweet, it's nice.
You guys would...
It's nice. It's nice.
Very
It's
nice.
What is our deal?
My wife.
Oh my God. We're really devolving here, people. We gotta go. We need to get out of here.
My wife.
My name is Ari Boychek.
My wife. No, my name's Casey Young.
And this is
The Ticket.
See you on the flip side.
Bye, everybody.